Peace YouTube. Peace X. Let me know if you can hear me and see me all right. Welcome to Winning Wednesdays. Today is Wednesday, June 25th, 2025. The future is here. The future is here. Welcome to the future. Present day is the future. Welcome to the future. Peace, Jen. Peace, Jen. Peace to everyone. Let me know if you can hear me and see me all right. I always like to check the tech before I get too deep into the meeting. Let's see here. Peace to everyone. Today is, like I said, today is Wednesday, June 25th, 2025. The future is here. The future is here. Peace to Natasha. Peace, everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. All right, so today I wanted to discuss a few things. I've got a few articles I wanted to share and talk about. But before we do that, I wanted to give it just a minute before we start. This is Winning Wednesdays. We go live on YouTube, X, and sometimes LinkedIn every Wednesday, 12 noon Eastern. We talk about current events in the stock market. We talk about any news, any current events affecting the financial markets, affecting crypto. That's the general idea of this class every Wednesday. All right, so let's take a look at the market before we jump into the articles. Ooh, let me share my screen here. I'm sure you've noticed the market has been on fire recently. Let's see what the market looks like currently. Okay, so actually let me remove my banner. Let me get the banner out the way. All right, here we go. Let's see what the market looks like currently. All right, so major indexes are up. The S&P is up. Okay, so S&P is up. The entire market looks up. The NASDAQ 100 is up. Mega caps seem to be up. Bitcoin currently at 107.3. Ethereum at 2,400. Okay, so the only mega cap that's down currently is Meta. Now let's take a quick look at Meta's chart. Meta's currently at 711. Let's see what's going on with Meta. Okay, so 711 now back at the end the middle of February, it was at about 738. Currently at 711. Currently at 711. All right, let's see here. Let's take a look at the S&P. S&P is about to cross its all-time high. Let's see what's going on with the S&P. Will my chart work? Okay, so there's the year-to-date on the S&P. S&P looks like all-time high was 610-ish. Let's see if it'll go back 6 months. So it's very, very close to the all-time high. Yeah, it's right there near all-time high. S&P currently at 607.07. So you might have noticed the S&P and several other tickers seem to be very close to their all-time highs. S&P all-time high, the triple Qs. Let's take a look at the triple Qs. Same story with the triple Qs. 540. Let's check the 1 year. Let's check the 5 year. Okay, yeah. So there's a year-to-date chart on the triple Qs, Nasdaq 100. Currently at 540. So that one's at or near its all-time high. What else do we have? Let's take a quick look at Coinbase. Coinbase currently at 349. Coinbase has been on fire the last month or so. Let's check the 1 month chart on Coinbase. That's the 1 month. Okay, so what day was this? This was 2 weeks ago, roughly. It was at 235. Okay, so two weeks ago it was at 235. Coinbase is at 350. Let's check the 3 month. Okay, so 3 months ago, back on, let's see what month, back in early April. Okay, wow, back in early April. All right, so April, May, June. A couple months later, it went from about 149, 148, 149 to 350. Okay, so that's the 3 month on the Coinbase. 6 month chart on Coinbase. Again, it bottomed out. A lot of these tickers bottomed out early April and are at or near their all-time high. Let's check the year-to-date on Coinbase. Similar story. All right, so that's the story on Coinbase. Let's go back. Let me see what else. Now, same story on the Microsoft. Microsoft's almost at 500. Let's check Microsoft very quick. Okay, so let's check the year-to-date on Microsoft. Oh, that is the year-to-date Microsoft. Okay. Let's check the 1 year on Microsoft. Okay, so again, similar story. Back in early April, is at 350, 352, and a couple months later, it's almost at 500. Okay, so opportunity is everywhere. Opportunity is everywhere. We just have to be able to recognize the opportunity. All right, and there's other tickers with a similar story. Okay, so there's no shortage of opportunity here in America. Okay, so we're literally looking at several opportunities right in front of us. Okay, so we can't blame racism. We can't blame Donald Trump. Can't blame Joe Biden. We can't blame a bad economy. It's really up to us. It's really up to us. Okay, we cannot defer our outcomes to other people. Okay, we will not defer our outcomes up to other people. We will take full responsibility for our outcomes. We will take full accountability for our outcomes ourselves. We will not defer our outcomes to anyone else. Other people don't have our best interests in mind. Okay, we have our best interests in mind. All right, so that's a quick live look at the market, several of those tickers. I want to share my screen and get into some of these articles. But before we do that, I want to take a look at current events. Actually, I want to share my CNBC screen. Let's see what's going on with CNBC right here. All right, let's see what's some of the major headlines today in the financial markets. All right, let's see if I can share this correctly. Okay, so let's see here. So this is CNBC. I'm big on the Yahoo Finance and the CNN business, but I wanted to mix in a couple other financial resources that I check from time to time, and this is one of them. Let's see what's going on with the headlines in CNBC. Okay, crude oil. Okay, S&P rises slightly as index approaches record high. Okay, so for anyone that says HR doesn't like my resume, Mr. Charlie won't hire me, Joe Biden's an asshole, Donald Trump's an asshole. For anyone like that, my question to you is, why are you deferring your outcomes to other people? Your outcomes are up to you, no one else. All right, so here's proof right here. S&P rises slightly as index approaches record high. Okay, we don't care about middlemen. We're going straight to the bag ourselves. We will not ask kiss. We will not people please. We will not shine up our resumes. Okay, we're going straight to the bag. One thing I like about the stock market and the options market is it's the most direct path to cash flow. Let me restate that. One thing I like about the stock market and the options market is it's the most direct path to cash flow. Okay, no middlemen are involved. Okay, I don't like people pleasing. I don't like ass kissing. I did enough of that in years past. I will never do that again. Okay, I'm going straight to the bag. I'm going straight to the bag. Why? Because it's most efficient. I'm not into hard work. I'm into efficient work. If I choose to work. All right. Okay, so no more deferring outcomes to other people. What else do we have here? Let's check other headlines here. Okay, so yeah, I saw this as well. Jerome Powell testifying live before Senate banking panel. I believe he testified before the House yesterday, and I believe it continues today. So that's one thing to keep an eye on. What's going on with Powell, the Fed chair? Let's see what else we have here. Let's see here. Tesla's European car sales nosedive for fifth month as customers switch to Chinese EVs. Okay, something to keep an eye on for anyone that owns shares in Tesla. Amazon's Ring launches AI generated security alerts. Ring launches AI generated security alerts. Okay, that front door. I believe that's that front door hardware. Okay, so Kramer's a famous analyst. Kramer says this defense stock is the next Palantir of hardware, and it soared 30%. All right. Ulta Beauty CFO. Let's see what this says. Ulta Beauty CFO Paula quits, picks insider for interim role. Okay, so maybe if you're an owner at Ulta Beauty, keep an eye on that. What else do we have? Most Americans say this financial milestone is one of the ultimate signs of adulthood. Mortgage rates and demand are stuck in a holding pattern. Okay, all right. So that's some of the headlines from CNBC. What else do we have? Anything else? Okay, so yeah, there's a quick summary of CNBC right there, and you see some of the indexes on top: the Dow Jones, the S&P, the Nasdaq, the Russell, and so forth. Okay, so what do you guys think about that? Any of those articles? Do those directly impact any of you? All right, so let me switch over to one of my go-tos, which is CNN Business. Let's see what's going on with CNN Business right now. All right, so this is a live look at CNN Business. Let's see. Let's see what articles are going on. What kind of articles they have listed on their website today? Americans feel worse about the economy, especially Republicans. Okay, so this kind of piques my interest right here. Why would Americans feel worse about the economy? So maybe that's something I look into on my own time. What else do we have here? High tariffs give Trump less room for error in Iran. Okay. After Iran issues missiles, U.S. braces for cyber attacks. Grocery store staples getting a makeover. Okay, this is one of the articles I wanted to get into today, right here. Buy now, pay later loans will factor into Americans' credit scores. Okay, I wanted to talk about that a little bit. What else do we have here? Um, Kroger, for anyone that shops at Kroger, Kroger is closing around 60 stores in the next year and a half. Here's a good one. Do you think AI is changing or threatening to take your job? Tell us. All right. So this is a question for everyone on the call today. Do you think AI is changing or threatening to take your job? Yes or no? Drop that answer in the chat. Yes or no? Is AI coming for your job? Do you think yes or no? All right. So let's see what else you have. Compass sues Zillow as fight over privately marketed listings heats up. Okay. All right. So let's get into I want to get into the first article. I want to get into the first article right now. This article is actually it's not the CNN business version. It is the Yahoo Finance version. All right. So let me stop sharing that one, and let me share the right one. So this is an article I believe from Monday. You might have seen this. Okay. Actually, I think I shared the wrong one. Let me share the correct one. Let me share the correct one. Share screen. This one right here. All right. So here we go. Okay. So buy now, pay later loans will soon impact credit scores. All right. So let's see what this says here. All right. So this was an article from Monday afternoon. Let's see what this says here. Buy now, pay later loans will soon impact credit scores. So before I read the detail of this article, my first question is why wasn't buy now, pay later already impacting credit scores? Is it because it's more of a new thing? So that's the first thing that comes to my mind. Why wasn't it already impacting individuals' credit scores? All right, let's see what it says here. Buy now, pay later could come with new credit consequences as FICO is set to roll out a new credit score model that includes buy now, pay later data. All right, Freedom Capital Markets chief global strategist sits down with this person to explain how new FICO changes could legitimize buy now, pay later while exposing risk for borrowers and lenders. Okay, let's see what it says here. Buy now, pay later could start to carry a bigger risk to your credit score. All right. New credit model including buy now, pay later loans for the first time. The new model would group these loans together when evaluating. Okay, so here we go. Here's the key piece right here. When evaluating credit worthiness and missing payments would likely hurt your credit score. Up until now, these loans haven't been included in FICO scores, and the credit agencies have struggled to figure out how to measure them, but they're growing fast. Okay, so let's pause right there. Credit worthiness. All right, credit worthiness. The new model group the new model would group these loans together when evaluating creditworthiness, and missing payments would likely hurt your credit score. Up until now, these loans haven't been included in FICO scores, and the credit agencies have struggled to figure out how to measure them, but they're growing fast. All right. Buy now, pay later transactions are expected to to reach 108 billion this year, according to eMarketer. Does anyone use buy now, pay later? I've never used buy now, pay later. I know there's certain okay, so let's before we even continue in this article, what companies what companies are in that business? Buy now, pay later. What companies lend to you now? Will extend credit to you now, but you'll have to pay them back later. What companies? Drop them in the chat. What tickers are involved with those with such business? One that comes to mind is a firm. I know some of you own shares in a firm. What else? Exactly. So you see a comment in the question in the comment section. It's essentially layaway from the '90s. Yeah, it's just rebranding from layaway from back in the day. I'm not sure what the difference between layaway in the '90s and present day buy now pay later are. Actually, that's a good question to ask the AI. What's the difference between layaway in the from the '90s and buy now pay later in the 2020s? Is there any difference? Okay, Klarna. Alana says Klarna. Um, Klarna, Affirm. What are other financial services or financial payment processor tickers? PayPal comes to mind. PayPal might be. Does anyone know if PayPal offers buy now pay later? Affirm, PayPal maybe. Klarna, Afterpay. Okay, Ann says Afterpay. What about Block? What about some of the larger credit card companies? Does Visa offer that? Oh, I mean, Visa, generally speaking, offers that. Visa, Mastercard. Um, okay, yeah. Let's ask the AI. Let's ask the AI. Let me stop sharing that and let's ask the AI. Let's ask the AI. Let's use AI, right? Let me share my screen here. Share screen. Let's go to Grok. You might know I like the Grok. I like Grok's model, AI model. Okay, so let's ask Grok. What publicly what publicly traded companies use buy now, pay later? Let's see what tickers are involved in this line of business. What publicly traded companies use buy now, pay later? Okay, firms there. Yep, we know that one. What else we have? Okay, Block, Square. Okay, key details. Block charges merchants a fee and benefits from Afterpay's global reach in the markets like U.S., Asia Pacific, UK. Okay, oh yeah, PayPal's there. Okay, so if you own shares in any of these companies, key details. PayPal leads the U.S. Okay, so they're the market leader in the U.S. for buy now pay later. PayPal leads the U.S. Buy now pay later market with 68%, processing 20 billion in transaction volume. Okay, wow. They operate in 8 international markets. Okay, what else? Sezzle, Nasdaq, ticker symbol SEZL. Okay, I never heard of that company. They operate in the US and Canada with a model that emphasizes transparency with and no interest for on-time payments. Though late fees may apply, it is noted for its smaller market share, okay, compared to Affirm and PayPal. Okay, okay, they're Klarna. Yeah, somebody mentioned Klarna. Okay, so there's a couple other ones, right? Okay, so those seem to be the bigger ones. All right. All right, let me go back to the article here. Share screen. Buy now, pay later. Let's share that one. All right, so let's see. Let's wrap up this article. Let's see what it's. Okay, some providers are already getting on board. A firm announced in April that it will report all new loans to Experian, and others are expected to follow. The new credit model won't replace current one, but will be offered alongside of it, giving lenders more options to evaluate borrowers. Okay, so for anyone that uses buy now pay later, or for anyone in general trying to get their credit together, consider staying away from the buy now pay later. Um, these banks, these lenders, these traditional lenders, these buy now pay later companies probably don't have your financial best interest in mind. Let's see what else. Okay, so yeah, this is what I was also wondering. Do they report to all three credit bureaus? But it's up to the major credit bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, to decide if they'll make it available to lenders here. So as we're thinking through this here to close out the hour, okay, let's see what else it is. If we think those that to some of the even the New York Fed data and looks across debt being held, okay. All right. So, what's the key takeaway from this article? What's the key takeaway from this article? What's the key takeaway from buy now, pay later impacting your credit scores later on? I think it kicks in this fall. What's the key takeaway from this article? Is there a key takeaway from this article? It seems like borrowers have been let off the hook so far with buy now, pay later, but later this year, buying now, paying later will impact your credit score. What's the key takeaway? They are trying to make money off us. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Let's see. If you can afford it now, don't freaking buy it. If you can't afford it now, don't. Andrea says, if you can't afford it now, don't buy it. They're trying to make money off. So, yep, they don't have our best interest in mind. Another debt slavery trap. Yep. Okay. So my key takeaway. This is just my 2 cents. If you know how to use credit to your advantage, use it. If you don't use it. And I'm of the general mindset that if you can't afford it now, don't buy it. I'm with Andrea. Uh, if you can't afford it, don't buy it. And if you have bad credit to begin with, uh, maybe you stay away from the buy now, pay later. All right, so that was the first article I want to discuss, buy now, pay later. You might have seen it on CNN Business or CNBC. I wanted to bring that article to everyone's attention. All right, so let's go back. Let me go back here. All right, so that was the first article. Be on the lookout for buy now, pay later. I personally have never used buy now, pay later. I've never used it. I don't think I'll ever use it. I don't want to use it. I don't want to use it. Let's see what else we got here. Another key news event in the past few days was this one right here. Let me share my screen here. It involves Tesla's robotaxi. All right, so here's the article right here from CNBC, and this article was from Monday as well, Monday afternoon, Monday evening. Let's see what here. Tesla's robotaxi incidents caught on camera in Austin and draw regulators' attention. All right, so let's see what this says here. More information caught on camera, shared widely Monday on social media. All right, Tesla started its robotaxi service in Austin, Texas this past weekend with 10 to 20 Model Y vehicles equipped with its newest driverless technology and a human valet in the front passenger seat. Okay, so it doesn't seem that Tesla's fully autonomous just yet. They have a human valet. The rollout led to an 8% spike in Tesla shares on Monday. Let's see what Tesla is currently at. Tesla's currently at 325.74, so it pulled back about 4% today. Currently at 325. All right, let's see what this article says. Tesla was contacted by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration on Monday After videos posted on social showed the company's robotaxis driving in a chaotic manner on public roads in Austin, Texas. Elon Musk's EV maker debuted autonomous trips in Austin on Sunday, opening the service to a limited number of riders by invitation only. In the videos shared widely online, one Tesla robotaxi was spotted traveling the wrong way down a road. Okay, that's a problem. I'm not a transportation expert, but I believe that's a problem. And another was shown braking hard in the middle of traffic, responding to a stationary police vehicles outside its driving path, among several other examples. I'm sure Tesla is working on these issues. I'm sure their competitors are keeping a key eye on this. I'm sure Waymo's keeping a key eye on this. Um, Actually, that's a good business lesson right there. If your competitor is doing one thing and they're making mistakes, you should take note of that. Okay, you should take note of that. Well, Google or Alphabet, I'm sure, is keeping an eye on what Tesla is doing, the mistakes they're making, and I'm sure they're trying to correct their mistakes before Tesla can. Okay, so that's a business lesson. That's a great business lesson for us. Keep an eye on what your competitors are doing. Keep an eye on what mistakes they're making. All right, let's continue here. A spokesperson said that in an email that the agency is aware of reference incidents and is in contact with the manufacturer to gather additional info. Tesla VP and the regulatory council didn't immediately respond. Okay. Federal safety regulator says it doesn't pre-approve new technologies or vehicle systems. Instead, automakers clarify that each vehicle model they make meets federal motor vehicle safety standards. The agency says it will investigate incidents involving potential safety defects and take necessary actions to protect road safety. Okay. Let's see what else it says here. The Tesla robotaxi in Austin are Model Y SUVs equipped with the company's latest full service drive, unsupervised software and hardware, supervised in quotation marks, unsupervised. So did I say supervised? I meant unsupervised in quotation marks. The pilot robotaxi service involving fewer than 2 dozen vehicles operates during daylight hours and only in good weather with a human safety supervisor in the front passenger seat. Okay, so you've got a human safety supervisor keeping an eye on things. The service is now limited to invited users who agree to terms of Tesla's early access program. Those who have received invites are mostly promoters of Tesla's products, stock, and CEO. So you can't be talking bad about Tesla and then expect them to give you a free ride down the street. Okay, that's my takeaway from this paragraph right here. The service is now limited to users who agree to terms of Tesla's early access program. Those who have received invites are mostly promoters of Tesla's products, stock, and CEO. Okay, so don't be talking smack about Tesla and then expecting a free ride for them to drop you off at the grocery store. Okay, while the rollout sent Tesla shares up 8% Monday, the launch fell shy of fulfilling Musk's many driverless promises over the past decade. In 15, Musk told shareholders Tesla's car would achieve full autonomy within 3 years. Okay, that was 2015. I believe 3 plus 15 is 18, but don't quote me on that. In 2016, he said a Tesla EV would be able to make a cross-country drive without needing any human interaction before the end of 2017. Okay, I believe we're in 2025 now. Please double check that. Please confirm that. And in 2019, on a call with institutional investors that helped him raise more than $2 billion, Musk said that Tesla would have 1 million robotaxi-ready vehicles on the road in 2020, able to complete 100 hours of driving per week. Each 100 driving work per week. Okay, I can't read that well. Able to complete 100 hours of driving work per week each, making money for their owners. None of this has happened. Okay, here we go. Here's their competitor mentioned by name. Meanwhile, Alphabet-owned Waymo says it surpassed 10 million paid trips last month. Competitors in China, including Baidu's Apollo Go, WeRide, and Pony.ai are also operating commercial robotaxi fleets. All those competitors mentioned by name right here. All these competitors right here, I guarantee you they're keeping an eye on Tesla, the mistakes they're making, in order to not make those same mistakes themselves. All right. Okay, so the article continues on. All right, so you can check out that article on your own from CNBC from this past Monday. Tesla robotaxis incidents caught on camera in Austin draw regulators' attention. All right, so what do you think about that? What do you think about that? Um, Invite only. Sign an NDA for right. Invite only. All right, you take the quote unquote unsupervised full self driving at your own risk. Okay, you can't get into an accident and turn around and blame Tesla. I'm sure they're taking precautions against that. All right, so what do you think about that? All right, so that was another article I want to discuss. Let's see what else we got. All right, before we get into any other articles, just some reminders, some scheduling reminders. Today, well, every Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, the book club. So check out that. I'm not sure if Doc will have that class tonight or not. I know he's traveling. Later this week, we have what else do we have? This Sunday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, I will have my options class. That's this Sunday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. I'll host my options class. What else do we have? For all the WIN members, 7 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, we'll have the study hall. For anyone interested in WIN, we have a bi-weekly study hall. So we just discuss option plays, how to manage positions, strategy theory, things like that. So if you're interested in the options market, consider the WIN class. The WIN class meets with me bi-weekly, every 2 weeks, every second Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern. So that's this coming Sunday. So a couple things, if you're interested in options this Sunday, my class at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, and the WIN class study hall at 7 p.m. Eastern. So that's some scheduling coming up in the Black Business School. What else do we have? The Black Business School offers a lot of free classes, a lot of great content, free classes, paid classes. So if you're interested in the Black Business School and want to check out their offerings, check out theblackbusinessschool.com. I'm first a student in the Black Business School. I'm a student just like you, and I take my freedom education very seriously. Nobody's coming to save me. My freedom is up to me. My health is up to me. My peace of mind is up to me, and I take full responsibility for that. All right, let's see what else we got here. I believe it's August 22nd weekend. The ABNC will be in Atlanta. I've attended multiple ABNCs. Great people, great information, great networking, great breakout sessions, great speakers. So if you're interested in attending, check out. I believe if anyone has that website that where you can get tickets, please drop it in the chat. I'll be there, God willing. So if you never met me in person, if you want to network with me, I'll be there in Atlanta, August 22nd weekend. All right, so that's a couple reminders as well as scheduling. All right, let's see what else we got in terms of current events. Let's go back to let's take another live look at the market. Okay, so here's another live look at the market. Let's see what else we got. Mostly green all across the board today. Mostly green this past week. A lot of green. I expected some volatility this past week, but so far this week, mostly green. Just about all green. What else do we have there? Netflix at 1280, currently at 1280. Nvidia in the 150s. Let's take a look at Nvidia's chart right quick. NVIDIA currently at 152.07. Let's see here. There's the year to date. There's the 1 year, 5 year. Okay, the 5 year is a little bit skewed because of the chart I have. There's the 1 year though on the NVIDIA. Actually, I did see an article. Was it yesterday or Monday that mentioned Jensen Huang, its CEO, had sold off a whole bunch of shares. Let me see if I can find that article right quick. Let's see here. I forget where I saw that. It might have been Yahoo Finance. It might have been Yahoo Finance. Let me actually share this one right here. Let me go back to Yahoo Finance. Share Yahoo Finance. All right, so this is a live look at Yahoo Finance. NVIDIA eyes record in remarkable turnaround. Let's see what's going on with NVIDIA. Would it let me? Okay, there it goes. NVIDIA records. NVIDIA stock extends gains, on track to notch record high in remarkable 2025 turnaround. Okay, so we can't blame HR. Opportunities right in front of us. Okay, we're not waiting on HR to bless us. We will bless ourselves. All right, let's see what it says here. NVIDIA shares rose more than 2% in early trading Wednesday, with the stock set to notch a new high above its record closing price of 149.43 in January. So NVIDIA is currently at 152. So all-time high. NVIDIA is at an all-time high. A remarkable turnaround from the first half of the year. All right, let's see what else says here. The AI chip maker's stock has seen a significant upswing following its first quarter earnings in May, which featured revenue that beat Wall Street expectations and showed the company continuing to thrive despite the new export ban on sale of its chips to one of the largest markets, China. All right, shares have jumped more than 12% since NVIDIA's May 28th earnings report, far ahead of the S&P's roughly 3.6% gain in that time frame. Okay, this analyst says on Wednesday raised its price target stock to 250, the highest of Wall Street's analysts tracked by Yahoo Finance. Wow. Check this sentence right here. The new price target suggests Nvidia market cap could soar to 6 trillion from its current 3.6 trillion. Imagine that. Okay, so not too long ago, it was kind of unheard of to think of a company worth 3 trillion. Okay, now I believe there's multiple companies worth 3 trillion. This analyst predicts it will hit 6 trillion. How many zeros is 6 trillion? How many zeros is trillion? Anyone know? How many zeros? How many zeros? How many zeros is 1 trillion? All right, let's see what else it says here. While it may seem fantastic that Nvidia fundamentals can continue to amplify from current levels, we remind folks that Nvidia remains essentially a monopoly for critical tech. Okay, let's pause for the cause right there. Monopoly for critical tech. Okay, so that means it's the sole leader. It's the main dog in that race. It's the leader by so much that second place, third place aren't really even competitors. They're competitors, but they're so far behind that they're not really considered competitors. And that it has pricing and margin power. Okay, this guy wrote in a note to clients, adding that Loop Capital analysts see the market for AI chips growing to 2 trillion in 2028. Okay, to be sure, questions remain over whether AI infrastructure demand will continue to rise as big tech companies rake in far less revenue than they're spending to build the tech. NVIDIA stock has struggled in months following its record close in January as President Trump embarked on his trade war and AI competition in China rattled the broader markets. NVIDIA shares plunged in late April when a new cheap AI model from Chinese startup DeepSeek. Okay, so at the time back in January, we got afraid. We got tricked. We might have got tricked out of our positions. We let the trauma get to us. We let the fear paralyze us. DeepSeek was in the news all for about 3 days. then it was business as usual. Okay, Nvidia shares plunged in late January when a cheap AI model from Chinese startup DeepSeek prompted demand concerns for its AI chips. Then the stock plummeted again in April as Trump's steep tariff announcements rocked the stock market. Trump enacted a ban on sales of Nvidia's H20 chips to China, costing the chipmaker 2.5 billion dollars in lost revenue in the first quarter and a projected 8 billion dollars loss in the second quarter. Okay, to me and you, 2.5 billion is a lot. 8 billion is a lot, but to Nvidia, a company worth 3.6 trillion, that's that's might not be all that much. At the same time, Nvidia's competition in China and the Chinese market was heating up from domestic tech giant Huawei. Huawei is reportedly readying a new advanced AI chip that will be competitive with Nvidia's prior generation H100 chips. Okay, so this competitor Huawei is developing their own chips that competes with a prior generation H100 chip. Okay, so when here's a clear sign that you're so far ahead of your competition that even your prior product or service, um, one of your prior products is making when your competitor is competing with your prior product, and that's newsworthy. That tells you how far ahead of this company is. Okay, so look here right here. Your shares hit the lowest closing price in over a year on April 4, ending the trading season at just over 94. Okay, so from 94 to 152. Okay, there's your opportunity right there. Okay, we can't blame Donald Trump on that. We can't blame racism on that. We can't blame bad economy on that. Okay, that opportunity fell right through our fingertips. Okay, right through our fingers. Okay. Before the chip maker's first quarter earnings, Nvidia stock was bolstered in May by deals with Saudi Arabia and the UAE to supply hundreds of thousands of its chips to the countries. The stock's comeback helped it briefly overtake Microsoft as the world's most valuable company in June. This was what I was thinking about 10 minutes ago. Nvidia is currently at 152. Microsoft is currently at 490. So, question is, which company is bigger, present day? At 12:43 p.m. Eastern on June 25, 2025, which of those two companies is bigger, Microsoft or Nvidia? Which company is the largest in the world as of present minute? Present minute, present day, present minute. Which company is the largest in the world? Is it Microsoft or is it Nvidia? Let's check. Let's see if AI is that up to date. It may give us the day, but let's ask AI. Which company is biggest right now? As of present day, what company is the largest by market cap? Question mark. As of present day, what company is the largest by market cap? Let's see if it has. As of today, Nvidia is the largest publicly traded company by market capitalization with a market cap of approximately 3.7 trillion. This is based on recent posts on X indicating Nvidia surpassing Microsoft, which has a market cap of around 3.6, and Apple about 3. Okay, market cap around. Okay, yeah. Okay, so it just okay. So as of earlier today, it's Nvidia. This may flip. I mean, they're pretty much neck and neck, right? So it depends on the price of Nvidia compared to the price of Microsoft. But AI says as of today, it is Nvidia. Okay, so if you want to ownership slice in the world's largest companies, consider buying some Nvidia, buying some Microsoft, or just buying some of the S&P. As America makes money, so do you make. So do you. Andrea says she owns both Nvidia and Microsoft. Good for her. Good for you. Good for you. Oh yeah, I see some 9s and 12s. Yeah, how many zeros in 1 trillion? How many zeros in 1 trillion? Let me write it in my notes here. 3 would be 1,000. 6 would be 100,000. 9 would be 1,000,000, and 12 would be a trillion. 12 zeros. 1,000, 100,000, million. Oh no, billion. No, my bad. Billion, That's thousand. That's 100,000. That's that's million. How many zeros in a trillion? Let me see. How many zeros in 1 trillion? Is it 12? 12 zeros. 12. 1 trillion has 12 zeros. It's a one, then three, six, nine, 12 zeros. Yeah, I forgot the billion myself. All right, so 12 zeros in one trillion. So imagine your company's worth 3.6 trillion, 3.7 trillion. That analyst said Nvidia is going up to 6 trillion. All right, so imagine that. All right. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? All right, I remember in the not too distant past, it was crazy to think one company is worth 2 trillion. Okay, now you've got multiple companies worth 2 trillion. Now you've got multiple companies worth 3 trillion, and then in the future, I'm sure they'll cross 4, 5, 6 trillion. Yep, a million has six, billion has nine, and a trillion has 12 zeros. Correct. Yep. So 1 trillion. What's the next? What's the next one? What's 15 zeros? Do you think we'll ever see a company worth not trillion? What's three more zeros here? I'm not sure what that's called. What that's called? With three more zeros, 15 zeros. What's the word for 15 zeros? Let's see. What can I ask it? Let's see here. Let me ask the AI. What number has 15 zeros? Quadrillion. 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 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 zeros is one quadrillion. One quadrillion. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of bread. That's a lot of bread. That's a lot of bread. What do you think about that? So that analyst says Nvidia will be worth 6 trillion. You probably have multiple companies in the future worth 5 plus trillion. 5 plus trillion. Let me share my screen here. Let me stop sharing that one. I want to share. You might have seen me. You might have seen me share this one before. Let me share this one. This is. I'm a visual type of person, so let me share my FinViz, and um, let's look at some of these large companies here. Let's get rid of the ad first. Okay, so by size, right? This is the S&P by size. Okay, you see Nvidia is a giant right there. Microsoft's neck and neck with Nvidia. Apple's right there behind them. Amazon's in the conversation. Google's in the conversation. Meta's in the conversation. Who else? Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Google, Meta, Tesla's in there. That's how many? That's seven. Berkshire Hathaway's there. That's eight. Can you name the top 10 companies by size just by looking at this visual? Microsoft, Nvidia, Apple, Amazon, Google, Meta, Tesla, Berkshire. That's eight. Who else? JP Morgan's in the conversation. Visa's in the conversation. Walmart's in the conversation. Who am I missing there? AVGO's in the conversation. Around that might be 10 or 12 right there. Okay, Netflix is in the conversation. Yeah, Netflix is there too. Maybe top 20, maybe. Let me see what's. Let's see here. Let me see if I can change the view here. That's the S&P 500. Can we see the world? So here's the world view of that same that same visual. TSM over in Asia. Okay, the picture, the view I had before was just the United States, but this is the world view. So TSM's in the conversation definitely. Who else? Baba, Alibaba. That's the worldview. Let's see if I can change it to. I think you can. I remember. Can I filter by? Okay, so there's the full everything. Oh, okay, that's okay. Here's what I wanted: the full view of the entire world. Where? Okay, so TSM's in the car. Yeah, TSM's right there in the middle there. Who else do we have? Lily's in the conversation. JP Morgan's in the conversation. Walmart, PG, Procter and Gamble. Okay, so that's those are the biggest companies in the world right there. Okay, by market cap, um, Nvidia and Microsoft are pretty much neck and neck. Yeah, you see the size of these companies, right? You see the size of these companies. Uh, did I filter? I thought I filtered. Oh yeah, so you got Canada, Cayman Islands, Brazil, South America here. You've got Europe here, Europe, UK. You've got Asia here. You've got some South African. You've got Australia. BHP Group Limited. Okay, that's an I never heard of this company here. BHP Group Limited ADR. Okay, so that gives you a good visual of the largest companies in the world. All right, so the largest hedge funds in the world invest in all these companies. Okay, what do you guys think about that? All right, let's take a look at this right here. Let me share my screen one more time. Let's check CNN Business once more. Let's see here. Let me refresh this actually. All right, let's see what Trump calls Fed Chair Powell an Fed Trump calls Fed Chairman Powell an average mentally person and says he's working on stock market all-time high isn't good enough for this guy. President Donald Trump step up attacks on his handpicked Fed Reserve chairman on Wednesday, claiming Jerome Powell has low IQ and suggests that he has narrowed down a list of potential replacements to 3 or 4 people. He's an average mentally person, low IQ for what he does, Trump said of Powell during remarks at a press conference at the NATO summit in the Netherlands Wednesday. I think he's a very stupid person, actually. Trump has been berating Powell all year, arguing the Fed's reluctance to slash interest rates is costing the federal government hundreds of billions of dollars in interest. All right, let's see. Trump, just read that. Trump nominated Powell for the powerful position in 2017. He's one of the only major Trump nominees whom President Biden kept in place. So this guy's causing this guy's a stupid, but he's the one who hired him. Okay. Well, if okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that. Alone. I'm gonna leave that alone. He's one of the only. Okay, Biden renominated Powell for another 4-year term that expires in May 2026. Okay. Asked about whether he started interviewing a replacement for Powell, Trump said, "Yeah, I know within 3 or 4 people who I'm going to pick." Trump added that Powell's term is up pretty soon, fortunately, because I think he's terrible. Powell has argued it's too early to cut interest rates because many economists anticipate Trump's tariffs will eventually boost inflation, which is lower today than when Trump took office. During the hearing on Tuesday, Powell poured cold water on calls from his colleagues to cut interest rates as soon as next month, noting that most forecasters expect a fairly substantial wave of price increases to come through to the consumer. Okay, so let's pause right there. Assume this is true. Expect a fairly substantial wave of price increases to come through to the consumer. Okay, let's pause for the cause right there. Let's pause. Let's pause right there. Assume this is true. Assume we're all consumers to some degree, right? I'm a consumer to some degree. I gotta buy things for the house. I gotta buy soap. I gotta buy detergent, toothpaste. I gotta buy laundry detergent. I gotta buy toilet paper. I gotta buy paper towel. I gotta buy soap and things like that. I'm a consumer to some degree, right? All of us are consumers to some degree. What are we going to do about this? Okay. We've been warned that inflation may tick back up. Okay, we're not going to cry about it 6 months from now, or 9 months from now, or 12 months from now. We're not going to be reactive. We'll be proactive. What are we going to do about that right now? Are we going to do anything about it right now, or are we just going to cry and complain later on? What's the plan? You know the $1 trillion question. What are you going to do about it? Crying and complaining is not a strategy. Crying and complaining after the fact is not a strategy. What are you going to do about it? Assume inflation is going to tick back up to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7%, 8%, 9%. What are you going to do about it? What's some solutions? We're going to think about solutions. Drop some solutions in the chat. What are we going to do about it? We're not going to cry come January. We're not going to cry come March. We're not going to cry come next June. What are we going to do about it from now? I can't speak for you. I know what I'm going to do about it. I'm going to scale my side hustles. I'm going to scale my business. I'm going to network with multimillionaires. I'm going to network with billionaires. I'm going to work on my mindset. I'm going to work on my skill set. So in case this does happen, I'm cool. What are you going to do about it? Okay, Commerce Secretary such and such echoed Trump's attacks on the Fed chair on Wednesday. Jerome Powell, your job is to help Americans, not hurt them. So do your job and cut our absurdly high interest rates at your next meeting. Powell has also faced some defections from his own ranks this week. All right. On Friday, this guy says tariffs will likely only result in a one-off increase in inflation. Okay. On Monday, during a moderated discussion in Milwaukee, Chicago Fed President such and such said the Fed could lower borrowing rates again if we do not see inflation resulting from these tariff increases. Okay, so here's a takeaway. Here's a takeaway from today's meeting. If inflation goes up, you got to have a plan. If rates get cut, let me restate that. If inflation stays flat, we have to have a plan. If inflation goes up, we have to have a plan. If inflation goes down, we have to have a plan. Have a plan in any case. Okay, we will not. I repeat, we will not defer our outcomes to anyone else. We will take full responsibility for our outcomes ourselves. We will take full accountability for our outcomes ourselves. Me personally, I deferred my outcomes long enough to other people, and I will never again. I will never again defer my outcomes to anyone else. No one else cares about my outcomes like I do. Okay, I don't care what inflation is, I'll have a plan. I don't care what racism is, I'll have a plan. I don't care what the economy is looking like, I'll have a plan. I don't care if HR likes me or not, I'll have a plan. I don't care if Mr. Charlie likes me or not, I will have a plan. Let their ass come work for me. I'll whoop their ass in business. What else? What else we got? If we make a mistake, people will pay the cost for a long time. All right. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about that? Check my notes before we wrap. All right, we took a look. What did we talk about today? Talked about several current events. Buy now, pay later will start impacting your credit worthiness come this fall. We talked about Tesla's robotaxis. We talked about NVIDIA's and Microsoft's nearing all-time highs or at all-time highs. We talked about a little about Fed Powell. Okay, what are some key takeaways from today's meeting? Drop them in the chat. Drop them in the chat. It's one thing to talk about it. It's something else to be about it. Okay, it's one thing to talk about it. It's something else to be about it. What are we going to be about? What are some key takeaways? How will we move differently? How will we be prepared? What strategy will we use? No crying, no complaining. Stock market's up at near all-time highs. Cool. Eventually it'll pull back a little bit. Okay, we won't cry. We'll be prepared. If it goes up further, we'll be prepared. If it stays flat, we'll be prepared. If racism still exists, we'll be prepared. Okay. If unequal opportunity exists, we'll still be prepared. Okay. Bottom line, be prepared. No one cares about your outcomes more than you. No one cares about your wealth more than you. No one cares about your health more than you. No one's coming to save you. Santa Claus don't like you like that. Santa Claus don't like you like that. Tooth Fairy don't like you like that. HR don't like you like that. Mr. Charlie don't like you like that. Politicians don't like you like that. Governors don't like you like that. It's all good because you like that. All right, make a plan. Yeah, make a plan, execute the plan, right? Making the plan is one thing, implementing the plan is something else. Earn more money. Okay, what else? Get in position. Get in position. Position yourself accordingly, right? Increase my knowledge, skills, and especially in AI. Good for you, Natasha. Make a plan and go execute the plan. Reminder to myself first, release all the fear. I personally lost all the fear a long time ago. No more fear. Worst case scenario to me already happened. It's only up from here, right? A lot of us are in that similar situation, right? We're still paralyzed by the fear, but worst case scenario already happened. What is there left to be afraid of? Okay, it should be only up from here. Okay, a lot of us worked a day job till we got burnt out. We're still afraid. We're afraid of getting burnt out. We already got burnt out. We're afraid of being broke. We were already broke. We're afraid of Mr. Charlie not liking us. Mr. Charlie didn't like us anyways. We're afraid of HR not picking our resume. HR didn't pick our resume anyways. What is there to be afraid of? Nothing less to be afraid of. Okay, only up from here. Make a plan, go execute the plan. Wealth is everywhere in America. Wealth is everywhere in America. Okay, there's no lack of opportunity here in America. All right, I'll check you out next week, Wednesday, Wednesday noon Eastern. Winning Wednesdays, live on YouTube, live on X, and sometime live on LinkedIn. All right, go get what you deserve in the meantime. Until next Wednesday, peace.